stuff. Armor Wars teaser 23 with Don Cheadle and Gwyneth Paltrow on. Let's see what Film Board has to say about this and check this out.
After so many years since his debut, and so many appearances throughout many of the projects from Marvel Studios' War Machine, will finally step into the spotlight as the main character in his own movie, along with all the people who want to take Stark's legacy after his passing. Thus, stick around as I give you a first look into things and tell you everything I know so far about the Armor Wars movie and what will keep Rhodey's hands busy. General Rhodes' introduction came in the first Marvel movie, Iron Man, back in 2008, with Terrence Howard in the role, and then Don Cheadle took over from the Iron Man 2 movie, and over the years has become one of the key figures in the franchise, even taking part in the team of heroes during the events of Avengers Endgame, where everything was at stake. Rhodey's accomplishments cannot be denied. However, I think it'll be this movie that will propel the character to the spotlight, with the movie giving him a chance to prove that War Machine is more than just Tony Stark's sidekick. Based on the comic book storyline of the same name, Armor Wars will likely deal with Tony Stark's worst nightmare and his technology falling in the wrong hands, forcing Rhodey, as his best bud, to take action and protect the legacy of the one and only Tony Stark. The project was initially intended to be a Disney Plus TV show, but was upgraded to a movie, suggesting that the movie will be a blockbuster of a movie. Probably an even bigger one than what the fans expected, with the movie's events heavily impacting the overall MCU narrative. And although there's not much known about the series, Marvel keeps things a secret close to the chest. There's some information regarding the movie, as well as some possible theories regarding certain characters and events that could take place over the course of the movie, how things got to the point of where they are, and what repercussions could those things have on the wider MCU afterward. Speaking of which, despite the movie and the narrative of the storyline, Armor Wars not being present in the MCU, Marvel Studios are not unfamiliar with that concept, with certain moments in the Iron Man trilogy surely pointing toward just that. This can be seen from the fact of people stealing Iron Man's designs and using them to do bad things, a theme tackled a few times by now, with the movie possibly putting everything together for the real deal. Up until recently, the only confirmed cast member was Don Cheadle. However, recent news came through, and joining Don will be Riri Williams, aka Ironheart, the second newest big game player that has joined the MCU, making her debut in the latest Black Panther Wakanda Forever movie.
Your eyes are red. Your tears for your long lost boss.
Tears of joy. I hate job hunting.
Yeah, vacation's over.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me
her own Disney Plus series titled Ironheart, with Dominique Thor reprising her role as the young heroine. The events of this series will likely be connected to the Armor Wars movie, and considering that the series will likely release before the movie, you should expect some sort of a team-up between Rhodey and Riri in the near future, seeing how currently they are the only ones who hit that like button just like you should if you haven't done so already. But no, in reality, they're the only ones with a suit of armor, plus she already has Stark tech in her hands, as per Black Panther Wakanda Forever movie, in which Shuri points out toward just that, something that will certainly get the attention of Rhodey in the MCU's future. Thus, keep an eye out for the series, as it will certainly have a huge setup for the upcoming movie. This way, Riri Williams will get the best integration in the wider MCU, and her interacting with more characters throughout the movie. Don Cheadle teased the fans with another hint, in which he pointed toward the upcoming Secret Invasion series, also being yet another project that will be closely connected to his movie, revealing that his character Rhodey and Nick Fury will be at odds in Armor Wars, meaning that Fury's willingness to push boundaries in order to ensure security will come into play, something that will continue to build the tension between him and Rhodey and push it even further. The Armor Wars movie would also be the perfect place for Justin Hammer to come back into the MCU after a long absence, with Sam Rockwell in the role, an actor who spoke highly about him returning to the role, adding that if a chance ever comes around the corner, he wouldn't hesitate to reprise his role as the main villain of the second installment of the Iron Man trilogy.
I want to protect the people I put in harm's way.
None that doesn't please.
According to the title, the upcoming movie will be based on the storyline from the comics, as I said before, a storyline that ran from 1987 to 1988 and revolved around Tony Stark's concerns about everything he created and his technology being used by other people. Bad people in the Marvel Universe. Not long after his concerns, Stark comes to the realization that his designs were actually employed by his enemies, sold to them by Justin Hammer, something I base my connection to him coming back to the MCU, as I mentioned before. Upset by this discovery, Tony Stark went on a mission to prevent anything bad from happening because of his technology. The MCU cannot completely adapt the story because in the live-action MCU, Tony Stark is dead. And that's why Don Cheadle smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. But no, on the more serious side of things, however, that's why Cheadle said that the movie, despite not being entirely focused on Tony Stark as the main character of the story, the project will still deal with Tony's death, especially just how big of an impact it has on Rhodey himself, everything adding an emotional depth to the story, while also fitting the narrative of the wider MCU. And even though Tony's appearance in the movie is out of the question, I would personally not be surprised to see him in the form of an AI, much like what Jarvis was for him, and he to be the same thing for Riri Williams as one of his best students together with Peter Parker, both of whom he helped become the best version of themselves and continue his legacy even after his death.
So the upgrade is complete. Tell you what, throw a little hot rod red in there.
Outside of Justin Hammer, there's one other long-forgotten character from Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. series who could be reinvented in the upcoming movie. The character at hand is Grant Ward, who was portrayed by Brett Dalton. Ever since the first season of the series, he was an operative for the organization, only for him to soon be revealed as a double agent working for Hydra. After being killed by Coulson, his body is inhabited by the Hive, an ancient inhuman. Despite Ward's bitter end in the series, the opportunity for his return is there, since Ward's Marvel Comics arc saw him wear a Stark-inspired Iron Man suit and operate under the name of Iron Thief. After Stark's designs were leaked, Ward became the Iron Thief and used his suit to steal a quantum drive, a device that contained valuable information and countermeasures that could be used against the Earth's mightiest heroes. And although his time as the Iron Thief was short-lived, if his arc in the comics is adapted, it would definitely fit the narrative of the upcoming Armor Wars movie. And yet another person Cheadle and Williams will have to face along the path of preserving Tony Stark's legacy and keeping bad people from getting their hands on them. Outside of these so far, other armored characters that could make an appearance in the movie are probably Pepper Potts. She's not unfamiliar with Stark tech, seeing how she already used the suit that Tony made for her, but also Nathaniel Richards, or I should say a younger version of Kang the Conqueror, in the form of Iron Lad, which is very unlikely, but there it is. The other characters to note who are featured in the comics version of the story are Shockwave, as well as Crimson Dynamo, but also a villain who has yet to make an appearance in the live-action MCU, Doctor Doom. And when everything is taken into account, the movie could very well showcase a variety of armored villains who already have something that doesn't belong to them. Maybe even bought from Justin Hammer himself, one of the biggest business rivals of Tony Stark. See you in the next video.
Please subscribe, like this video. Please like this video. Have a great night and see you guys. Bye.